Last week, I did a Reddit thread where this woman was showing the text messages from this man who was seemingly interested in her or just annoyed that she wasn't interested in him. There was a part two and a part three. I'm sorry, there was a part one and a part two. Now we're on part three of Guy in my friend group is annoyed that I'm quiet and asks if I'm autistic. She gives us 5 more pages of text messages. Before I show the text messages, I want to do the caption. She says, my entire friend group stopped talking to him slowly, and I specifically asked them to not make a big deal about the situation because he's the kind of person who would enjoy the drama. So they listened to me and just stopped inviting him to things or texting or hanging out with him. And it worked until he started harassing them via text, especially my girlfriends. He's hooked up with 2 of my friends and he's been SLUT shaming them, etc., to guilt trip them into helping him out somehow. It's so disgusting because it's creating tensions, and I feel bad it's all happening even though logically it's not my fault. At the start, when he claims to have seen me out in the streets, I think he's lying, and I don't know why he remembers the date we first met. The barbecue he's referring to happened in early May, and I barely spoke to him that day. He hasn't texted me since my last response, but he knows what I'm going to do if he doesn't follow steps 1 through 4. Choose wisely. He's left voicemails too, mostly talking about himself. Honestly, when I made the first post, I had no idea the text would get worse and worse. Blank, hear me out. Please don't block this number. It'll be a waste of time. I'd rather do this in person, but you're not exactly easy to find nowadays. LOL. I saw you leave blank yesterday by chance. I would have come and said hi, but was in a rush. You looked cute. Damn near gave me a heart attack. First, I sincerely apologize for accusing you of having autism, calling you witchy, upright, frigid, etc. It was 100 I was I'm sorry, it was 100% wrong, and I see why this caused you to further withdraw even further. I don't want to push you away. On Tuesday, March 12th, when we first met, who remembers the exact date when they were meet people? I didn't give you a strong enough impression, even though on that day I sensed you didn't get to see who I am. He said, if you actually knew me, you would fall in love with me right away. And I'm not being arrogant when I say this. It's the simple truth. I don't have to brag. The stats speak for themselves. I'm facially attractive, tall, white, have a great job at blank, very passionate about giving back to the community. 2 months before we met, I organized a 5K fundraiser for blank. It was a major success. And that's the kind of person I am. Sometimes I may be a bit of a misunderstood a-hole, but deep down, I'm a good guy trying to make the world a better place. I'm in excellent shape. I have a large peen that made many women happy. I get the feeling you've been unimpressed with every peen you've come across so far, and that's understandable. Matter of fact, the thought of you being subjected to other mediocre to downright awful peens deeply disturbs me, but that's life in modern society. As long as you haven't slept with blank or blank, I'm fine. LOL. You can do better than those. By the way, blank is not good at hiding the fact that he wants to sleep with you. He's pathetic and so effing desperate for your approval. LOL. I just know you're so turned off by that. I bet your vajayjay turns to dust when he's near you. I definitely find you as attractive as you find me. I saw your details on your blank and you're 5'4", correct? I typically date taller women, but make exceptions. Haha. I do want tall sons though, so I hope you don't mind if I use you for pleasure as wife A and breed with a tall female to secure the genetic lineage. I'll probably use VR to pretend it's you to make you less jealous. LOL. Let's start a new page in our book. Let's fill the pages with nothing but love and understanding and passion. By the way, stop posting our text online, please. This is a private conversation between 2 adults. We don't need voyeuristic third parties adding their worthless opinions. Oh, and that black t-shirt you wore at blank's barbecue, it was extremely hot seeing your pierced nipples poking through. Please, for the love of humanity, do that more. I highlighted this yellow part because he's sending these text messages, but he doesn't want us all to see. Ha ha. It's on you. We get to see these. So after his monologue about how amazing he is, she says, number one, you're going to stop texting me. Number two, after that, you will delete my number and block me. Number three, you will stop harassing my friends. Number four, you will stop contacting me on any platform. Failure to do any of the above will lead to consequences you're not prepared for. I will say it again, stop texting my numbers, block my number, stop contacting me on any platform. If you see me in real life, walk in the other direction. Think hard about your next steps now because it will make a difference. I'm not effing around. That monologue was something else, and I hope that you find as much enjoyment in hearing and reading it as I did in reciting it. I'm not going to do all of the comments. I'm not going to do any of the comments. Just jump in. Let me know what you thought thus far about all of his resume of awesomeness. His resume of awesomeness. That's all it is. Audacious awesomeness on his part. He's tall, he's white, he he puts together 5Ks. He's just an amazing guy. I don't know why she's blocking him, or she's blocking her blessings. That's what she's doing. She's blocking her blessings. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. Imagine discovering you have literally just been a wife appliance and was never truly appreciated by your husband. This woman says, my husband and I got into an argument last week, and he said he truly doesn't appreciate coming home to a home cooked meal from scratch daily, and he would be fine to fend for himself. Based on that title alone, what would be your next step? But we are going to get into the post. She says, we're married 18 years. For all these years cooking, then most of the cleaning of the cooking and the dishes have been something I do. I'm not doing it because I'd like to do it. I'm doing it because we need to eat and he won't feed himself otherwise. I always make enough for him to have leftovers at work, and I've been the one to pack up his lunch. I also don't repeat the same dinners in a month. They are healthy and balanced. Anyway, I'm fully done cooking for him since he's told me he doesn't appreciate it, and it's not a way for me to show him love. I can't be the only wife and mom that has gone on a cooking strike for the husband. I'm not doing it until he starts to appreciate the work that goes into it. Tips or tricks and ways to get him to appreciate this sooner than later. She says, edit. Holy crap, this blew up. And he ate a microwave potato and an orange last night. Strike is over. Thank you all for sharing. We had a heart to heart. I don't understand doing things for people when they don't appreciate it. When she asked for tips and tricks and ways to get him to appreciate this sooner than later, you don't even have to ask that question. Just stop doing it. Cooking, cleaning, doing all the grocery shopping, planning out meals takes time and effort. And when you find out that you're not appreciated, all you have to do is stop doing it or just cook enough for yourself to have healthy and balanced meals. That way you cook and then you still have a few meals left over for the rest of the week. For somebody who can't cook for themselves, eventually they will see that, yeah, they should appreciate you. However, you've gone 2 decades doing this for somebody and you're just now figuring out he doesn't appreciate you. And that's a hot mess in itself. Okay, now for some of the comments. CSDX says, if you want to be petty, cook, but just for yourself. Maybe he will decide that he does, in fact, miss it. But also be prepared that maybe he also is just content eating a box of crackers or whatever and will default to that. The OP says he's content eating a box of crackers. And Alocasia says, then there's nothing left to do than accept this and find out what love language would resonate better with him. And Odd Assistant says, this isn't a love language thing. It's a being unappreciative jerk. I'm sorry, being an unappreciative jerk thing. Why would he say that? Exactly. Why would he say that? That's just mean. Someone is doing all of this work and they're going to just say, I don't appreciate that. That literally just kind of sucks and it's not a love language thing. Live review says, agree. Is this person suggesting do more for him? No. OP, I would cook, but for yourself and leftovers for yourself. Label it and tell him he's not allowed to eat it. He'll be eyeing those leftovers when he's hungry. It's hard cooking dinner and lunch. Let him fend for himself. And that person says this is petty AF and would likely blow up in her face. Plus, what she's supposed to do when he gets hungry and ignores her and just eats the leftovers. I appreciate the sentiment, but in my case, I just cook servings for one. There are plenty of places that sell pre cut veggies in variety, and you can buy frozen single servings of fresh fish. She could cook healthy for herself, and he can live off wheat thins and die young if that's what he really wants. Just maybe take out a life insurance policy on him. This comment at the bottom had me kind of chuckling. Save Bandit says, if I had one pass to go back in history and change the world, I'd find the night the love language guy was conceived and push his dad out of his mom, a scourge on relationship discourse. She does not want the love languages guy to be born. She is tired of that discourse. Then your adoring public says, so true, a scourge on relationship discourse indeed. He wasn't even a qualified mental health professional. He's a Baptist pastor. His education is in anthropology and adult education. So, just in case you wanted to ever do that love languages quiz or whatever, that dude wasn't even qualified. He just wrote some stuff. And now it's getting passed over and over and over throughout the relationship world as like he's some expert in it. Anyways, join the conversation. What do you think about this? Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So this Am I the A-hole thread was cross-posted in my BurbNBougie subreddit. It's an Am I the A-hole post from a woman. And what I keep saying about Am I the A-hole posts from women, they are simply looking for validation for feeling normal human emotions. She says, Am I the a-hole for telling my husband's affair baby's family to either come get the kid or I'm calling CPS? I hope y'all understood that. Her husband had an affair. The girl dropped the baby off. The affair partner dropped the baby off. And the woman's like, get someone else to do it. Okay, she says, she is 53. Her husband is 47. She says, my soon to be ex husband, Roger, whom I forgave for his affair, came home with a baby 4 months ago. His girlfriend, who's 22, couldn't handle it anymore and brought the baby to him at work and left. To the best of his knowledge, she is in Spain. I allowed him to stay so long as I didn't have to do anything. Anything. About a month ago, Roger had a heart attack at 47. Dang. Okay, he had a heart attack. It didn't kill him. More the pity. But he is very weak and incapable of doing anything for himself. Since he isn't up and cannot care for his child, he also cannot drop off and pick up his son at daycare. I have been helping, but I'm done. My kids are full grown. I shouldn't be having grandkids anytime soon. I do not have any desire to care for a baby. I told Roger that I want a divorce and I contacted the mother's parents. I know the father through friends. I said they had until Friday to come get their grandchild or I was calling Child Protective Services. They just left with the baby, but they scolded me for being so cold towards a baby that had done me no harm. I view that child differently. Roger is recovering and I will be moving out. The house is in his name, but I have never contributed to it. I have the equivalent of 22 years of rent and interest put away. As per our prenup, my savings are my own. I work and I don't need anything out of this marriage except myself. My kids tried telling me to stay and help their father. I said that they were welcome to come over and help him with cleaning himself and the baby. Both declined what I felt was a fair offer. I do not feel that I am acting badly. However, Roger, our children, his child's family, and a few mutual friends think I am. Perhaps writing this out and seeing the responses will give me clarity. Dude cheated. He broke the relationship. He needs to deal with the repercussions, and people need to stop guilting women to clean up men's messes. Period. Full stop. But we will do a few of the comments. The post is pretty straightforward. It's not her child, so she's not obligated to do anything for that child. Yes, the child is innocent, but no, it's still not her problem to deal with. All right, or some of the comments. not the a-hole. Basically, everybody is trying to dump their responsibilities on you. The baby should be with the family. You're not cold to not want to care. It's weird they wouldn't want to take the kid anyway. Poor child. Your grown kids can take care of their dad. When he cheated, your relationship ended, and he's not your problem anymore. Absolutely. Kualo says, yes, not the OP's responsibility. If there's a cold person, it's the mother of the kid who literally abandoned him. And the thing is, these men better get themselves together. If they want to cheat, they have to understand that the stress of cheating could sometimes impact their health. That stress, the lying, the sneaking around, that will impact you. And these people really need to feel the repercussions of their behaviors. And this man, Roger, is feeling it. All right. Jahub says, and her ass of a soon to be ex husband who cheated with a near child apparently didn't use birth control, then showed up expecting her to take on his affair baby. The audacity. I'm assuming the mom is younger than or around the same age as his kids, but the OP is the one in the wrong? No. Everyone else is. This is ridiculous. She would have been like 20 tops when she got pregnant. Alarm says, yeah, the girlfriend was groomed by an old married predator who I'm certain was lying about the details or status of his marriage. The only true villain in this story is the ex-husband. Ninjet says, cheaters always lie about their spouse. I had an ex say I was in jail for DV when I was visiting my grandmother who had just had a stroke. This person says, holy sorry you went through that. Dorito Bimbo says, my ex claimed abandonment and loneliness when I was out of state, literally working for a higher wage to buy his bud a house. They ended up living in a van together for like a year. I live in a very nice apartment. These people need to live in their find out season. Do not rescue them from their find out season. Make more of them feel it. Make more of them feel it and have to clean up their own messes. That's the story. That's the tale. That's the ending. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. Jump in the comments, like, comment, share.